Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm locked up the hen houses for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shut the potholes. With the ring of light from his lantern dancing from side to side, he looked out into the yard and drew the last glass of beer from the barrel in the scullery, and fell asleep in his armchair alongside Mrs. Jones. As the light went out, there was a stirring and a fluttering all through the farm. Word had gone round that during the day, old Major, the prize middle white boar, had a strange dream the previous night and wished to communicate it to the other animals.
Comrades, you have heard already about the strange dream that I had last night. But I'll come to that dream later. I have something else I wish to say first. I do not think, comrades, that I shall be with you for many months longer. And before I die, I feel it my duty to pass on to you such wisdom as I have acquired. It is about this that I wish to speak to you. Now, comrades, what is the nature of this life of ours? Let us face it, our lives are miserable, laborious, and short. We are born, we are given just so much food that will keep the breath in our bodies. Those of us who are capable of it are forced to work to the last atom of our strength, and the very instant that our usefulness has come to an end, we are slaughtered with hideous cruelty. No animal is free. The life of an animal is misery and slavery. That is the plain truth. But is this simply just a part of the order of nature? Is it because this land of ours is so poor that it cannot afford a decent life to those who dwell upon it? No, comrades, 1,000 times no. Why then do we continue in this miserable condition? Because nearly the whole of our produce is stolen from us by human beings. There, comrades, is the answer to all of our problems. Summed up into one word, man. Man is the only real enemy we have. Yet he is the Lord of all animals. He sets them to work. He gives back to them the bare minimum that will prevent them from starving, and the rest he keeps for himself. Is it not crystal clear then, comrades, that all the evils of this life of ours spring from the tyranny of mankind? Only get rid of man, and the labour produce will be our own. Almost overnight we become rich and free. What then must we do? Work, night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of the human race. This is my message to you, comrades. Revolution. Fix your eyes on that, comrades. Throughout the short remainder of your lives, and above all, pass on this message to those who come after you, so that future generations can continue the struggle until it is victorious. And remember, comrades, your resolution must never falter. No argument must ever lead you astray. Never listen when they tell you that man and the animals have a common interest, that the prosperity of one is the prosperity of the other. It's all lies. Man serves the interest of only himself. And among us animals, let there be perfect unity and perfect comradeship in the struggle. All animals are comrades. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend. And remember that also in fighting against man, we must not come to resemble him. Even when you have conquered him, do not adopt his vices. No animal must ever live in a house, or sleep in a bed, or wear clothes or drink alcohol, or smoke tobacco, or touch money, or engage in trade. All the habits of man are evil, and above all, no animal must ever tyrannize over his own kind. Weak or strong, clever or simple, we are all brothers. No animal must ever kill any other animal. All animals are equal.
3 nights later, old Major died peacefully in his sleep. During the next 3 months, there was much secret activity. The work of teaching and organising everyone on the farm was done by the pigs, the cleverest of the animals. The 3 most important pigs were Napoleon, Snowball, and the Squealers. They had a system of thought based on what old Major had said. They called it animalism. And then there's Moses, the tame ravens who are Mr. Jones' special pets.
Yeah, hallelujah! Gather around, brothers and sisters. We're going to live on Sugar Candy Mountain.
Up there, friends. beyond the dark clouds, there lies Sugar Candy Mountain, that happy country where we poor animals shall rest from our labours.
After we die, I say after we die, we're going to live in that land where it's Sunday 7 days a week.
And where sugar grows on the hedges. And as of late, Mr. Jones had taken to drinking more than was good for him, so that he spent his days in the kitchen, sat in his armchair reading the newspaper and neglecting the other animals.
Go on, get out! Go on! Get back here!
For Comrade Napoleon!
Comrades, Jones is gone. The revolution marks our first steps on the road to freedom. The farm, our farm, hitherto known as Manor Farm, is now to be called Animal Farm!
Silence! For Comrade Snowball. Comrades, during the past 3 months we have taught ourselves to read and write, and have succeeded in reducing the principles of animism to 7 commandments, which from now on shall form the law by which we all shall live. The 7 commandments are as follows. 1. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy.
2 legs is an enemy.
2. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is a friend.
Friend.
3. No animal shall wear clothes.
No animal shall wear clothes.
4. No animal shall sleep in a bed.
No animal shall sleep in a bed.
5. No animal shall drink alcohol.
No animal shall drink alcohol.
6. No animal shall kill any other animal.
No animal shall kill any other animal.
And 7. All animals are equal.
All animals are equal.
Now, comrades, to the hayfield! Let us make it a point of honour to get in the harvest faster than Jones and his men could do.
What's going to happen to all that milk? Jones used to mix some of it in our food.
Never mind the milk, comrades, that will be attended to. The harvest is more important. Comrade Boxer will lead the way, and I shall follow in a few minutes. Forward, comrades!
So the animals trooped down to the hayfield to begin the harvest, and when Molly came back in the evening...
Where's the milk gone?
Molly, the white mare, who drew Mr. Jones's trap.
Will we still have sugar now the revolution has happened?
Well, no, we have no means of making sugar on this farm. Besides, you don't need sugar. You have all the oats and eggs you want.
And shall I still be allowed to wear ribbons?
Those ribbons you're so devoted to are the badge of slavery. Can't you see that liberty is worth more than ribbons?
Can't I still wear this pretty blue ribbon I found in the farmhouse?
Ribbons should be considered as clothes, which are the mark of a human being.
Boxer, the cart horse, his personal motto.
I will work harder.
What happened to the milk? And what's going to happen to the apples from the orchard that you said are for your use only?
Squealer!
Comrades, you do not imagine, I hope, that we pigs are doing this in spirit of selfishness and privilege? Many of us actually dislike milk and apples. I dislike them myself. Our sole object in taking these things is to preserve our health. Milk and apples, and this has been proven by science, comrades, contain substances absolutely necessary for the well-being of a pig.
We pigs are brain workers. The whole management and organisation of this farm depends on us. Day and night we watch over your welfare. It's for your sake that we drink the milk and eat the apples. Do you know what would happen if we pigs were to fail in our duty? Jones would come back. Surely, comrades, there's no one amongst you who would want Jones to come back.
What happened at the meeting?
Why weren't you there?
I was working hard getting the harvested. I forgot about the meeting and I didn't realise you were all gone.
Well, that's a pity. You'll just have to try and be on time in the future.
Molly. Clover, the mare, Boxer's workmate.
So tell me what happened. Did Comrade Napoleon speak?
No, Squealer did.
And what did they say?
He said the milk and the apples should be saved for the pigs.
Is this true?
No, of course it isn't. It's absolute rubbish.
No, really. Is that what Squealer said?
Yes, they said the pigs need the milk and the apples to help them run the farm better.
And Comrade Napoleon, did he speak?
He's the one who asked the squealers to speak in the first place.
Oh, well, Comrade Napoleon says it, then it must be right.
Honestly, Boxer, you are so stupid. Why do you have to agree with everything they say?
Well, he's the smartest animal on the farm, so he must.
Who says so? Benjamin's smart, Moses was clever, and so was Mrs. Jones. She used to let me wear ribbons all the time.
Boxer works harder than all of us.
How much of your ABC can you say, Boxer? I bet you can't get as far as I can. I can get up to M, which starts my name.
I can say a bit.
Go on then, let's hear it.
A. B. C.
There you are, see?
Molly, let him have a think.
A, B, C.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I.
Right. Look, just because I can't say the alphabet, doesn't mean.
Comrades, since some of you have had difficulty in learning to read and write, we've decided to reduce the principles to one single, easily remembered maxim. 2 legs good, 2 legs bad, 4 legs good.
2 legs bad, 4 legs good.
Can the sheep remember it?
2 legs bad, 4 legs good.
Early in October, news arrived that Jones and all his men were headed up to the track that led to the farm. Snowball,
Who had been studying an old book of Julius Caesar's campaigns,
gave his orders quickly.
Charge! Comrades, the enemy has been repelled. We've won a great victory. But let's not forget, comrades, on this joyous occasion, that any animal should be ready to die for Animal Farm.
It has been decided, comrades, to create a military decoration, Animal Hero First Class, which we will confer on Snowball and Boxer for their valiant efforts in the Battle of Cowshed.
Molly, I have something very serious to say to you. This morning, I saw you at the end of the long meadow, looking over the hedge. There was a man on the other side. I'm almost certain I saw this. He was talking to you and you were allowing him to stroke your nose. What does that mean, Molly?
He didn't. I wasn't. It isn't true.
Molly, look me in the face. Do you give me your word of honour that the man was not stroking your nose?
It isn't true.
3 days later, Molly disappeared. Nothing was heard of her until one day a pigeon reported.
I saw her between the shafts of the smart trap, painted black and red outside a pub. She wore a scarlet. She wore a scarlet ribbon wrapped around her neck, and a fat red-faced man was stroking her nose and feeding her sugar. She seemed to be enjoying herself.
None of the other animals ever spoke of Molly again. Another meeting, another argument between Napoleon and Snowball.
But Comrade Napoleon, you still haven't heard the best part of my plan yet.
Oh yes, what's that?
The building of a windmill.
What?
A machine operated by the wind to generate electricity and make life easier for all of us.
Well, comrades, what do we think of Snowball's
I'm not saying it would be easy, but I reckon the whole thing could be over in a year, and after that, so much labour would be saved that we'd only have to work 3 days a week. Think of that, comrades.
And I say that the year would be better spent increasing food production. That is our greatest need at the moment, comrades. If we waste time building a windmill, we will all starve to death.
Vote for Snowball and a 3-day week.
Vote for Napoleon and the full manger. Go on.
Comrades, let us not argue, but abide by the decision of the majority. Now, I think this windmill idea is a piece of nonsense. I advise you all to vote against it.
Comrades, let us rid ourselves from the chains of sordid labour. Let us move forward to an age of true freedom. Let us forge the future of Animal Farm in the white heat of technology.
From now on, comrades, weekly meetings will come to an end. They are unnecessary and a waste of time. In future, any questions relating to the workings of the farm will be settled over a special committee of pigs, presided over by myself.
Comrades, I trust that every animal here appreciates you taking on more labour.
Do not imagine, comrades, that leadership's a pleasure. On the contrary, it's a deep inherent responsibility. No one believes more firmly than Comrade Napoleon that all animals are equal.
We could have you, of course, make your decisions by yourselves, but, comrades, you could choose wrong. And then what shall we do?
Say you did decide to follow Snowball. Snowball with their mind of windmills. Snowball, who, as we all know, is no better than a criminal.
But she fought bravely at the Battle of Cowshed.
Bravery is not enough. Loyalty and obedience are more important. And as for the Battle of the Cowshed, I believe that there will be a time when we shall find out that Comrade Snowball's part in it was much exaggerated. Discipline, comrades. Iron discipline. That is the watchword for today.
Look, if the holding of the meetings will force Jones to come back, then there will be no more meetings. If Comrade Napoleon says it, it must be right.
Oh, he does, comrade. He does. Now, I'm also here to inform you that Comrade Napoleon has decided to go ahead with building the windmill. Now, this will make a special effort required from all of you, because we will need to maintain running the farm whilst we commence making the windmill.
It might even be necessary to reduce your rations. I can understand your surprise, comrades. But you see, Napoleon's never really been opposed to the building of the windmill. In fact, the idea was his own creation in the first place, but Snowball only stole it to make himself look clever in your eyes.
Why then did he speak so strongly about it at the meeting?
Oh, that was Napoleon's cunning. You see, he opposed Snowball to get rid of him, because he was a dangerous character and a bad influence.
Now that Snowball is out of the way, it's easier to get the job done. And that's what's known as tactics, comrades. Tactics.
Napoleon is always right.
All animals will work 60 hours a week, and in future there'll be work on Sunday afternoons as well. This work is strictly voluntary, of course, but any animal not reporting for work will have his rations cut by half. In addition, Comrade's Animal Farm will begin to engage in trade with the neighbouring farm. Not for any commercial purpose, of course, but to just obtain essential materials.
Benjamin, the donkey.
Didn't we pass a revolution sometime next fall? Not having anything to do with human beings or engaging in any trade?
I don't know about that.
I think Benjamin might be right. I seem to remember when Old Major first spoke to us on that historic night, he mentioned something about money.
Don't listen to Benjamin. I told you before. Look, he's a nice enough fellow, but he's always grumbling, and he's making the place look gloomy.
Yes, I know, but he's often right about things. He's older than the rest of us, and he can read much better than you or I can.
So what? I work harder than any other animal on this farm. I get up an hour earlier, and I often work on the evenings. Look, I don't have time to learn to read and write. what you're best at that counts.
Yes, I know. You work harder than any of us and we all respect you for it. And I believe in the revolution and what Napoleon's doing just as much as you do, but sometimes it seems that things don't happen the way the Major said they would.
Look, if old Major was here, he'd agree with Napoleon.
That's something we'll never know.
No, of course not. Come on, let's get back to work.
I've seen her!
Seen who?
Napoleon, Squealer, and all the other pigs. They've moved into the farmhouse.
I don't believe you.
It's true, I tell you. One of the squealers was sitting there on the table reading a newspaper.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. I've no I've seen.
Simply don't believe you.
But that's not all. Okay? A pigeon flew past here the other day, and you never guessed what she saw. Go on, tell her what you saw.
Well, in the big room where Mr. and Mrs. Jones used to sleep in the big bed, Napoleon was lying in the bed, fast asleep and snoring very loudly.
There, you see?
So what? Napoleon maybe needed the bed so that he could... He needed it because he works hard for all of us, and he got tired and, went on...
Stop being so stubborn, Boxer!
Okay, well, leave me out of this. Yeah? All I want to do is get on with my work. I don't want to... I just want to get on with my work and be done with it. Look, Clover, you talk to them. No one ever listens to me.
No.
I'm not very good at talking in front of all the others. Don't listen to Benjamin, you do it.
No, if you start it off, I will support you.
Right. However, if you do this, don't say something that's going to upset things, okay?
So, comrades, you've heard that we pigs are now sleeping in beds in the farmhouse. And why not? Surely you did not assume, comrades, that there was ever a ruling against beds. A bed is merely a place to sleep in.
A pile of straw in a stall is a bed, properly regarded. The rule was against sheets, which is a human invention. We removed the sheets from the farmhouse beds. We sleep between blankets, and very comfortable they are too.
But not more comfortable than we need, comrades. I can assure you. With all the brain work that we have to do nowadays, you wouldn't want to have us too tired to carry out our work. Surely you wouldn't want to see Jones back.
No, comrade.
Very well then, because he will come back, I assure you, if we are not left to go on with our work in peace and quiet.
Oh, and another thing, comrades. We pigs will now be getting up 1 hour later in the mornings than the rest of you, okay?
See? Told you not to meddle.
November came with strong winds and torrential rain. Finally, a gale blew that was so violent that the main buildings rocked on their foundations and several tiles were blown off the roof of the barn. In the morning, when the animals woke up, a terrible sight met their eyes.
Comrades, do you know who's done this? Do you know the enemy who's overthrown our windmill during the night?
Snowball. Snowball has done this to avenge his unanimous expulsion. He has snuck here in the night and destroyed our work of nearly a year.
Comrades, here and now, I pronounce the death sentence on Snowball. Animal hero, second class, to any animal who brings him to justice.
We will work all through the winter, rain or shine, comrades.
The most terrible thing has been discovered. Snowball was in league with Jones from the very beginning. He was Jones's secret agent all the time.
It's been proved by documents which he's left behind, and which we have only just discovered. To my mind, this explains a great deal, comrades. Did we not see for ourselves how we attempted, fortunately without success, to get us destroyed and defeated at the Battle of the Cowshed?
But we all saw him wounded, running with blood.
That was all part of the arrangement.
I would show you this in his own writing if you could read it. But you can't. So I won't. He would have succeeded if it had not been for our heroic leader, Comrade Napoleon. Did you not see how, just at the moment when Jones and his men had got inside the yard, Snowball suddenly turned and fled, and many animals followed him?
And do you remember, comrade, that in the middle of battle, when all hope was lost, it was Comrade Napoleon who sprang forth with a cry of death to humanity and sunk his teeth into Jones's legs? Surely you remember that, comrades?
I do not believe that Snowball was a traitor, at any rate. What she has done then is different. But at the Battle of Cowshed, I believe Snowball was a good comrade.
Our leader, Comrade Napoleon, has stated categorically, comrade, that Snowball was Jones's secret agent. And yes, long before the revolution was even thought of.
Well, that is different. Comrade Napoleon says it, and it must be right.
That is the true spirit, comrade. Now I warn every animal on Animal Farm to keep their eyes very wide open. For we have reason to believe that some of Snowball's agents are lurking among us at the moment.
And we will seek out these traitors, comrades, in our midst. They will confess their crimes and be punished accordingly. Have you anything to confess?
We have secretly been in touch with Snowball ever since his expulsion.
We collaborated with him to destroy the windmill and were planning to hand over Animal Farm to a neighbouring farm.
And Snowball secretly admitted to us that he had been Jones's secret agent for the past 4 years.
Does any other animal have something they wish to confess?
Snowball persuaded us to steal his corn and hand it over to him.
Snowball visited me late at night and encouraged me to poison the drinking water.
Snowball appeared to me in a dream and incited me to disobey orders.
Could not believe that our farm would come to this. Maybe it was a fault in ourselves. What we should do, as I see it, is we should work harder.
We have won a great victory here today, comrades, and are now truly our own masters. The truest of happiness lives in living frugally and working harder. And each animal will receive a slice of apple in recognition of their efforts. Forward, comrades. Long live Animal Farm!
And then out of the blue, Moses returned.
I've been away, comrades. And in my absence, where have I been?
Well, I'll tell you where I've been. I've been to Sugar Candy Mountain.
We've been high above the clouds and seen the glory of that place.
Where we all, one day, shall rest our weary limbs in everlasting peace.
Tell us about it, Moses. Tell us about it.
Don't listen to our flighty friends here. When it's just a bunch of bull. When there's no such place. When you're dead, you're dead.
But our lives here are hard and we're hungry most of the time. We sleep, we work, we sleep, we work. There's no end to it.
Boxer, what is it? Quickly, go get the squealers, quick!
Comrade Boxer, I can't tell you how distressed we are to see you like this. I've already informed Comrade Napoleon of your condition, and he has asked me to communicate you his deepest personal sympathy And best wishes for a speedy recovery.
You've always been one of the most loyal workers on the farm. And right now, Comrade Napoleon, he's sending help for you to go to a certain hospital where you can receive treatment far better than we could ever provide.
In a hospital? No animal has ever left a farm before.
Except Snowball.
We'll look after him.
Nonsense. Nonsense, comrades. Here at the farm, we do not have the facilities to provide Boxer if he is to make a complete recovery. A van will arrive shortly to take him away.
But if Boxer rests for a couple of days, I know he'll be strong again.
There is no argument! Our leader, Comrade Napoleon, has said quite definitely that Comrade Boxer is to go to the hospital for the good of his own health.
I'm okay. Thank you, comrades. I'm glad I can see the windmill finished at any rate. You know what? I'm looking forward to retiring. I'd get a slice of apples on Sunday, just like the pigs. I get to learn the alphabet and learn to read and write. You're getting on a bit too, Benjamin. I'd only a month ago anyway. Maybe we can retire together so we can keep each other company.
Fool! Fools, did you not see what was written outside the van? Officer and his horse slaughterer. They're sending Boxer to be killed.
Boxer, Boxer, get out quickly! They're taking you to your death! Boxer was never seen again, and 3 days later...
Comrades, in spite of receiving every bit of attention a horse could have, Boxer has died in his sleep. I was there during his last moments, and I can honestly say it was one of the most affecting sights I've ever seen.
In the end, he whispered in my ear that his sole sorrow was to have passed on when there was so much work to be done. Forwards, comrades. Forwards in the name of the revolution. Long live Comrade Napoleon. Comrade Napoleon is always right. Those were his last words.
Ideas which every animal will do well to adopt as their own, comrades. Let the spirit of Boxer be a shining example in the trying times that lie ahead. He was a true son of the revolution, which makes it even the more tragic that his death was marked by the spreading of rumours that he was being taken away to the slaughterhouse. Unfortunately, it's been terrible to not being able to pick up our lamented comrade's remains for the interment of the farm. Therefore, I've ordered a large wreath to be placed on Boxer's grave, to be made from laurels. Let the spirit of Boxer be a shining example. Let us pledge ourselves to the prosperity of Animal Farm. Let us pledge ourselves to work harder as a tribute to him.
Seems to me that our lives are just the same as they've always been. Try hard to remember what life was like before the revolution, and then again before Jones was expelled. So long ago, but things better now than they were then.
What do you mean, revolution? Who was Jones? What does expelled mean? Why are you always wondering if things are better?
You're too young to know, but it's right that you should ask. I'll tell you everything that I can remember. The revolution happened a long, long time ago. And back then, the farm was run by a man called Jones who ruled over us and treated us very badly.
What's a man?
A man is a creature who walks on 2 legs instead of 4. Jones lived in a farmhouse.
Where the pigs live now?
Yes, and he fed us and looked after us. And then came that historic night where Jones was expelled from the farm. And we were left alone. When we realised that we were free to be in charge of ourselves.
Was it exciting?
Yes, very exciting. I still remember the thrill when we realised that we were in charge, when we'd achieved perfect unity.
And did things get better?
Yes. We were free. We had more.
I remember my whole life. And I can tell you things are never much better or much worse. Let's face it, hunger, hardship, disappointment. It's our lot.
But we mustn't give up hope. It is, after all, an honour and a privilege to be members of Animal Farm. Still the only farm in the whole country to be owned and operated by animals. The golden future that old Major always talked about and that we sang about. It's still coming. It might not happen in our lifetime, but it will happen.